Ask most people when they plan to retire, and you get a vague answer. When I have enough. When it feels right. I'll know it when I see it. That is not a plan. That is the absence of one. Today, we calculate the actual number, the dollar figure that tells you with precision when work becomes optional, not a feeling, a number you can track, target, and reach. This is week 7, the final video in Phase 2. The Phase 2 quiz goes live next week, covering the behavioral economics and mindset concepts from weeks 5 through 7. 5 questions, 80% to pass, and you'll earn your mindset and behavior badge. Now, let's calculate your number. Part 1, the precise calculation. We introduced the basic formula back in week 1, annual expenses multiplied by 25. Today, we make it precise. Step 1, calculate your real annual expenses, not your income. This is where most people get the number wrong immediately. Your FI number is based on what you spend, not what you earn. Pull your last 12 months of bank and credit card statements. Add every category: housing, food, transportation, insurance, healthcare, subscriptions, discretionary spending, everything. Divide by 12 for your average, then multiply by 12 again for your annual total. Most people underestimate this number by 20 to 30% because they forget annual or irregular expenses, car registration, holiday spending, annual subscriptions. Step 2, adjust for retirement-specific changes. Some expenses disappear in retirement. No more commuting costs, no more retirement account contributions, often lower work-related spending. Other expenses increase, more healthcare spending, more leisure and travel spending, potentially long-term care costs later in life. Net these against each other. For most people pursuing early retirement, the adjustment is roughly neutral. The savings from work-related costs offset the increase in healthcare and leisure. Step 3, apply the multiplier. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reports that average U.S. household spending reached $78,535 in 2024. Using the standard 25 multiplier, that household's FI number is approximately $1,963,000. If your annual expenses are $50,000, your FI number is $1,250,000. If your annual expenses are $100,000, your FI number is $2,500,000. The formula scales linearly, which is precisely why savings rate, not income, determines your timeline, as we covered in week 5. Part 2, not every FI number looks the same. 5 variants explained. Lean Fire targets a minimal, frugal lifestyle, typically under $40,000 in annual spending. At a 4% withdrawal rate, that requires roughly $1 million. This path requires the most discipline in spending, but the smallest portfolio, making it reachable fastest for high savers. Coast Fire is different in kind, not just in number. It is the point at which your existing invested portfolio, left completely untouched, will compound to your full FI number by a traditional retirement age, even with 0 further contributions. Reaching Coast Fire means you can shift to lower paying, more enjoyable work, or simply stop saving aggressively because compound growth alone will finish the job. Barista Fire covers a portion of your FI number with investments and the remainder with part-time work, often specifically chosen for employer-sponsored health insurance. This variant cuts the required portfolio roughly in half and meaningfully reduces sequence of returns risk, because part-time earned income reduces how much you need to withdraw during market downturns early in retirement. Regular Fire, sometimes called Chubby Fire, targets a comfortable middle-class lifestyle without extreme frugality or extreme luxury, typically requiring a portfolio in the $2 to $4 million range, depending on location and lifestyle. Fat Fire targets a lifestyle with no compromises, typically $100,000 or more in annual spending, requiring a portfolio of $2.5 million or more. There is no objectively correct variant. The right one depends on 4 factors that have little to do with math: your relationship with work, your tolerance for financial risk, your healthcare situation, and how much margin you want in your plan. We will revisit this decision specifically in week 24. Part 3. Is 4% actually safe for early retirees? The 4% rule, established by William Bengen in 1994 and confirmed by the Trinity Study in 1998, was tested against 30-year retirement periods. It performed remarkably well, surviving every rolling 30-year period in the historical U.S. market data from 1926 to 1995. But here is the critical nuance that most FIRE content skips. If you retire at 35 instead of 65, your retirement is not 30 years, it could be 50 or 60 years. The original research was never designed for that time horizon. Economist Jeske, known in the FIRE community as Big Earn, has published an extensive ongoing research series specifically examining safe withdrawal rates for long retirement horizons. His research generally recommends a more conservative 3.25 to 3.5% withdrawal rate for retirements beginning well before traditional retirement age, given the extended exposure to inflation, market volatility, and what is called sequence of returns risk, the danger that a bad market in your first several retirement years can permanently damage a portfolio in ways that strong later returns cannot fully repair. At a 4% withdrawal rate, $50,000 in annual spending requires $1,250,000. At a 3.5% withdrawal rate, the same spending requires approximately $1,428,000, about 14% more. This is not a reason to abandon the FI pursuit. It is a reason to build in margin. If you are planning a 40-plus year retirement horizon, consider targeting your FI number using a 3.5% rate rather than 4%, or plan for some flexibility, including a Barista FIRE bridge in your first decade of early retirement. Part 4. The cost almost every FI calculator ignores. The Kaiser Family Foundation's 2025 Employer Health Benefits Survey found that employers contribute, on average, $7,833 per year toward an individual employee's health plan. When you leave traditional employment before Medicare eligibility at 65, that cost does not disappear. It transfers entirely to you. This is the single most underplanned expense in early retirement calculations. Marketplace health insurance premiums, deductibles, and out-of-pocket maximums can easily add $8,000 to $15,000 or more per year for a household, depending on age, location, and health status. Build this into your annual expense calculation. Explicitly, do not assume your current employer's subsidized premium reflects your future cost. We will cover health insurance strategy for early retirees in detail in a future module, but for today's calculation, add a realistic healthcare line item before finalizing your FI number. 3 actions before this video ends. 1. Calculate your real annual expenses using 12 months of actual statements, not estimates. Add the categories you might forget: annual subscriptions, irregular expenses, healthcare. 2. Multiply by 25 for the standard FI number and also calculate it at a 3.5% rate. Multiply by roughly 28.5 if you are planning a retirement horizon longer than 30 years. Compare the two. The gap between them is your margin of safety. 3. Identify which of the 5 FIRE variants matches your actual life goals, not the one that sounds most impressive, but the one whose trade-offs you can genuinely live with. Next week, week 8, we move from the WY of savings rate, which we covered in week 5, to the how. Specific practical tactics for actually increasing your savings rate. Automation systems, negotiation scripts, and the side income strategies that work without consuming your entire life. The Phase 2 quiz also goes live next week. Make sure you're ready. Subscribe so you don't miss it. I'll see you in week 8.